Sigmund Freud considered Wilhelm Reich to be one of the most brilliant of the young psychoanalysts with whom Freud worked in Vienna in the early 1920s. Reich didn't have the opportunity to visit Freud here in his study in Hampstead in what is now the Freud Museum. Reich didn't get to lay on Freud's famous couch, but we do find a selection of Reich's most important psychoanalytic works on Freud's bookshelf over there. This is a collection of Reich's social and political writings. In it, Reich argued for the essential compatibility of Marxism and psychoanalysis, and argued against Freud's view that sexual repression was the condition of possibility for all civilization. He used the same kind of anthropological work that Freud himself had used to argue that sexual freedom and civilization were compatible. It must be admitted that many of Reich's early writings appear dated to us today, but that makes it all the more striking when we discover resonances between his descriptions of the authoritarian patriarchal society in which he lived and aspects of our own society today. Reich is best known today for his work that started in the 1930s. Reich developed what he called a science of orgonomics based on the positing of a fundamental sexual life energy animating the whole universe, which he called orgone energy. We remember Reich's theory of orgone energy, if we do these days, mostly via his invention of the orgone energy accumulator, a large wooden box inside which the patient would sit to absorb the orgone energy, achieve orgiastic potency, and cure all manner of mental and physical ills. The orgone accumulator is, though, perhaps best remembered via Woody Allen's parody of it in his 1973 film Sleeper, where it appeared as the orgasmatron. If anybody remembers Reich's cloud-busting machine, a machine which directed orgone energy outwards and upwards to cause rain in deserts and also, of course, to repel alien invaders, it's probably through Kate Bush's song Cloud-Busting. It says more about the history of Western popular culture in the last 50 years that we remember the orgone accumulator and the cloudbuster, where we don't remember Reich's early social and political writings. Reich's very humane sensitivity to human suffering focused very often on the sufferings of children and adolescents, which isn't to say he wasn't interested in adults, but that he saw the roots of adult suffering in the oppression of the children and adolescents that all those adults had once been. He saw a contradiction in the way that even the socialist family who fought for social justice dominated their own children and thus perpetuated the very structures of society against which they were arguing as socialists. Perhaps one of the strongest aspects of these early social and political writings is Reich's insistence on the inseparability of the struggle for social justice and the feminist movement. Reich argued very strongly that the aims of left struggles could not be achieved so long as patriarchy was reproduced in the family, because that was the reproduction of the very form of society against which socialists were arguing. That is a lesson that perhaps some sections of the left still have to learn today.